Hello, hi everybody. Welcome to Corina on a Crochet. And today I am going to show you how to make a granny square. I've had some requests from some of my subscribers and my relatives who subscribe to my channel. Actually, there's just a couple that know how to crochet. And they've asked me to teach them how to make a granny square. So because they live far away from me, I decided to do it on one of my tutorials. So here I am, and that's what we're going to do today, a granny square. And the granny squares are really fun to make because you can use all your scraps and just all the different colors are so pretty. And then you can also make blankets that are easy, like never-ending granny square that gets to be a big giant blanket, rectangular granny square, all different kinds of things you can do with granny squares. But let's just learn the basic granny square today, and then we can go on to other things, okay? So first of all, you're going to need an H hook. That's what I'm going to use. You can actually use any size hook depending on what size granny square you want, but H hook is usually the right size for me, so that's what I'm going to use today to teach you. I have a few balls of yarn, and this is just acrylic yarn in different colors because I'm going to do one in different colors and show you how to do that. You can do it in one color if you want. So I'm going to do it in different colors because I'm going to show you how to start a blanket like the one I made for my son, and just use up all the scraps because since spring is here, I know you want to start doing that and clean up, right? So anyway, here we go. This is a yellow strand of acrylic yarn, 4-ply, and my H hook. So now the first thing we're going to do is chain 4. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this down so you can see my hands better. There we go. Chain 4. Okay, so go to the very beginning, the first loop on the hook, and pull through, and make a loop, okay? Then you're going to go back into that hole, but you're going to do double crochets. So do a double crochet in there, okay? Oh, actually, before you start that, I need you to chain 3. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then go double crochet next to it, another double crochet next to it. So you've got 3. Okay, that's your shell. Chain 1, and then do a double crochet next to that, another double crochet next to that. Let me make sure that you can see my hands. Another double crochet next to that one, and that is shell, chain 1, excuse me, shell. And a shell consists of 3 double crochets. Oh, sorry. Okay, so that's another double crochet, another double crochet, and another double crochet. So far we have 3 shells, chain 1, and we're going to do one more shell, which is another double crochet, another double crochet, and another double crochet, all into that same hole. Okay, so now you've got 4 sets of 3 double crochets divided up by a chain 1, and you're going to go into the first double crochet and pull through. I just skip over the chain 3. So there you go. That's the beginning of your granny square. Sorry, my mind went blank there for a minute. Okay, so now you're going to chain 1 and pull up a loop. Okay, and then we're going to cut it off. Okay, there we go. That's your number one round. Then you're going to go into, I usually go into the same one where it's coming out of, where the last, where we last ended. Okay, so now let me sit down here. Okay, so now I'm going to get another color and I'm going to pull it through. And I'm just going to do a chain 3 and then turn it over, turn your work over, and just make a knot with the yellow strand that was left over and the new red strand that you have. Just make a knot. Okay. So now you're going to, I usually go over the ends to kind of cover them up. Do a double crochet, another double crochet in that same hole. So it looks like this. Okay. And then you're going to do a chain 1, or actually do chain 2. And then you're going to go back in there, go back into the same hole and do another set of 3 double crochets. Do another set of 3 double crochets. Chain 1 and then go back into the let's see, 2, 3. Go back into where you have the chain 1 from the last shell that you did. Remember, you're going into all the chain 1 spaces. I'm sorry. Okay, so go back in there and do another shell. So it looks like this. Okay? So you chain 1, you did a shell, chain 1, or I'm sorry, chain 2, a shell, chain 1, a shell, chain 2, because in the corners you're going to do chain 2 in between your shells. That's what's going to give you a sharp little corner. Okay. And then do another double crochet. So now you have the top of your, see the top? There's a corner, there's a corner. Okay, so now we're going to do chain 1 in between the shells, chain 1. Now we're going to do a corner. So you go into the chain 1 space, okay, right here. And you're going to do 3 double crochets, just like we have been. 3 double crochets, chain 1, or I'm sorry, chain 2, because that's a corner. 3 double crochets. That gives you another shell. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 3 corners, and we're going to do a chain 1 space, go into the shell, into the chain 1 space and do another shell. That's what I meant to say. Chain 2, another shell. Okay, and then let's check and see where we're at. Okay, so far we have, and then chain 1 and go up to the first double crochet and join. Okay, so here we go. You have a corner, which is 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 1 in between, a shell, chain 2, a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 1, a shell, chain 2, a shell, chain 1 in between a shell, chain 2 and another shell, and then you join to the top of the last double crochet, and then you just chain 1 and cut. Okay, so let's look at our granny square. There it is, look. So usually what I do now is I take my next color, because I'm going to have, this could be your never-ending blanket. This is the beginning of the never-ending blanket. Just think, this is the beginning of a big giant blanket. I think I'll make another one, and this is going to be the beginning of it. So now I'm going to do another color. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pull up a loop. I just did a slip stitch and pulled it in from the back. Okay, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Just add on your next color. I messed up. Okay, so do a slip stitch. This is another way you can add on your next color. Go into the chain 1 space. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and chain 3, and then do 2 double crochets next to that. Okay, and there's your first shell. Okay, now I'm going to do another shell into the next space, the next chain 2 space, which is in the corner. So since you're in the corner, what are we going to do? We did a chain 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then 3 shells, 3 double crochets, which make a shell, and then 2 chains in between, and you're going to do another shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 1, go into the space, the next space, and you're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, go into the corner and do a 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, go into the next space and do a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 1, go into the next space, which is a corner, so we're going to do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, chain 2, because remember in the corners, in the corner you do 2 chains in between your shell. That gives you a sharp little corner edge. Okay, there you go. See that? And then chain 1, go into the space and do a 3 double crochets, chain 1, go into the corner space and do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, which make your shell. There we go. Then you're going to chain 1 and go into the first double crochet and pull through. And there you go. See that? So that's how you do a granny square. I hope you could understand what I just did. Anyway, you just keep going with this. This is the beginning, this is the middle. And you just keep growing and growing and growing and adding in all your colors, and it becomes very colorful and pretty. And I just love these blankets because they're so much fun to make, because you just can use all your scrap yarns and all your yarns, miscellaneous yarns that are laying around. And of course the ends, I always weave in the ends right away just so that I don't have a whole bunch of ends at the end. This way, when you're finished with the last end, you're finished with the blanket. So if you just take time to take a little crochet hook and weave in your ends right away when you finish that row. I usually go over my ends too as I'm crocheting the blanket. I go over them so that way there isn't a lot to have to do if you just crochet over them right away. So see, I just did that real quick, and I can just cut those off, and that's it. And then these, I'll do the same thing. And then you don't have any ends, and it's nice and neat. And you just keep going. You just keep going, adding on to that. So now I'll do it one more time. I'm going to add another color on for you so that way you can make sure you get it. Now this time we're going to do purple. And I'm going to add on the purple to, I just do a slip knot. Okay. And then I'm going to go in the corner this time. And you can either go into the corner, you can just go into any space if you want. And I do chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This is just one way that you can do it. You can do a standing double crochet if you want. I just like to do it this way. And you do 2 more double crochets, which make you a shell. Chain 2 because you're in the corner. And then you're going to do 3 more double crochets to make another shell. Remember? 3 double crochets. Chain 1. 3 double crochets. So do your 3 double crochets and chain 1, 3 double crochets. And that's how it's going to look. So 3 double crochets. And now I'm going to show you this because I wanted to show you how it grows. I'll just do one more corner here so you can see. 3 double crochets. And then chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets, which makes a corner. And there it is, just so you can see. See how it's the begin. This is probably not a good color to add on to this because you can't see it. It kind of blends too much. So if you want definite colors to show, then you'll probably want to use a lighter color on here, like a brighter color or a lighter color. Because this one doesn't show as much. But I just wanted to show you how it's growing. Instead of 1 shell in the middle, now we have 2 shells in the middle. And every time you go around, you get more and more shells in between your corners. So that's how that works. So I hope you all liked that tutorial that showed you how to make the granny square blanket. This is the beginning of the never-ending granny square blanket. So this is for my requests that I had made, that people made that wanted to learn how to start their never-ending granny square blanket. This is how you do it. So anyway, you all take care and have a great day, and God bless. Bye.